What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the top 5 best builds in Monster Hunter Wilds. So in this guide I will give you a quick overview of each setup, then I will explain what skills and upgrades should you focus on. Then as well we'll see what is the best gear and how to get it. And then finally we will go over the jewels, talismans, your skill rotations and even different stages of progression, so you would be able to get the highest damage possible and much more. If you are looking for any of these builds on the website for their stats and more specifics, then click my link description or the pinned comment. And then, just before we get into the video, let me introduce you to LegoFast, which is a software that ensures better and faster connection routes to game servers by eliminating connection issues with a single press of a button. All you need to do is sign up through their website, then download the software. Then, when you have LegoFast on your computer, just log in, choose the game that you want to play. For us, it's the Monster Hunter Wilds. Then select your server region and then click boost, and that's it. Now you can enjoy whatever game you want to play with the best possible connection and FPS. On top of this, you will get cool features like visible monster HP and DPS statistic plugin. So now you'll be able to see the HP bar of the monsters that you're fighting, which will give you a huge advantage and a better gameplay experience that other players don't get. On top of this, you will get even more access to cool features like the fixed Monster Hunter Wild slow unpack speed. Also have the option to get save data bonus without buying and playing the Iceborne expansion and much more. LegoFast is truly all-in-one tool that not only reduces your ping and boosts FPS, but as you can see will give you extra features that other players don't have. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to check them out and use my code K30 for 30% off. Don't miss this opportunity to make your gaming lag free and enjoy the 24-hour free trial just for you. So moving over to the first setup, which is the Charge Blade Agitator build. The Charge Blade itself stands out as a versatile weapon, seamlessly blending defensive capabilities of a sword and shield with offensive power of an axe. When we use two of these weapons with the Agitator setup, then this weapon becomes exceptionally powerful by capitalizing on increased attack power and affinity during a monster's enraged state. The Agitator is a skill that enhances performance when a monster becomes enraged. At higher levels, this skill will significantly boost the attack power and affinity, leading to insane amounts of increased damage output during these critical moments. And given that the monsters spend a substantial portion of the battle in enraged state, so the Agitator skill will become incredibly OP for sustained offense and longer fights. To optimize this Agitator strategy, selecting armor pieces and abilities is crucial. So for skills we're using the Burst at level 5, Agitator at level 5, Attack Boost at level 4, Rapid Morph at level 3, and then also at level 3 Maximum Might and Antivirus. Then Load Shells we have at level 2 and Constitution also at level 2. And for the skills we have all of them at level 1, and they are the Handicraft, Adaptability, Gore Magalis Tyranny and Flinch Free. Next up we have equipment, and for our first Charge Blade we're using the Chrono Gear with the reinforcements like the Attack, Sharpness, Affinity Boost and Attack Boost. While for decorations we got the Magazine Attack Javel, Quick Switch Handicraft Javel and Attack Javel 3. And then for our second Charge Blade we're using the Ladens Craft with decorations such as the Expert Javel 3, Magazine Javel 2 and Expert Javel. Next we have our gear pieces, and on the head we're using the G Ebony Helm with the Mighty Javel. Then on chest we got the Blanco Mail with the Mighty Javel. Then for arms we got the Dahad Sharp Braces. For waist we have the Gore Coil with the Challenger Javel and the Mighty Javel. For legs we have the Gore Greaves with the Chain Javel and two Sane Javels. And for talisman we got the Chain Charm too, while on the mantle we have the Corrupted Mantle. And now finally let's take a look at the gameplay. So we want to initiate combat by using the Charge Blades in the Sword and Shield mode to charge files by executing standard attacks. You need to focus on a monster's weak point to benefit from the weakness exploit. By doing this you need to pay close attention to the monster's state. And when it becomes enraged, the Agitator activates and will provide you with increased attack power and affinity. Also, with fully charged files and enraged monster, you then want to switch to the Axe mode to unleash powerful elemental discharges. On top of this, utilize the increased damage from the Agitator and burst to maximize impact. On top of this, I recommend to employ well-timed guards to trigger offensive guard to further boost the attack power to the max. You can use Evade Extender to reposition smartly and avoid incoming attacks. And lastly, maintain aggressive offense during the monster's enraged state, so we could capitalize on the Agitator skill and recharge the files as needed to repeat the cycle all over again. Then for the second setup, we got the Greatsword full crit build. For our combo, we are using the Greatsword with a sword and shield. The Greatsword is known for its massive damage potential, delivering powerful charged attacks and capable of staggering or toppling monsters in few seconds. However, its considerable size results in a slower movement and attack speed, requiring us to anticipate monster behaviors and position ourselves strategically to maximize damage output, while on the other hand, the sword and shield combination will offer a balance of offense and defense, characterized by rapid attack speed, high quality, and the unique ability to use items without seating the weapon. This versatility allows us to adapt quickly to various combat scenarios, making it an excellent complement to the Greatsword's more deliberate playstyle. Integrating the Greatsword as the primary weapon and the sword and shield as the secondary will give us the playstyle to switch between high damage, slow attacks and swift precise strikes, and focusing on a crit build will enhance effectiveness of both of these weapons by increasing the likelihood of landing a critical hit. Thereby we can amplify our overall damage to the max. To optimize the full crit strategy, selecting armor pieces and abilities that complement both of our weapons is crucial. So for main skills, we're using the critical boost at level 5, agitator at level 5, weakness exploit at level 5, and constitution at level 5. Then also we got the focus on level 3, coalescence at level 3, and antivirus at level 3. While then for the last 3 we got all of them at level 1, and they are the handicraft, Gore Magala's tyranny, and the flinch free. Next up we have equipment, and for Greatsword we're using the variancy with the reinforcements like the attack, affinity boost and attack boost, while for decorations we got the critical javel 3, critical javel 2 and focused handicraft javel. Then for the secondary weapon we got the Lala Acantrophen sword and shield with decorations like the paralyzer javel 2, crit status level 2 and shield javel. And next we have our gear pieces, and on the head we're using the G Fulgur helm with the Phoenix javel, then the Arc Vulcan mail with the Challenger javel and the Phoenix javel. Then on arms we got the G Arcveld vambraces with 3 physique javels. Then on waist we have the Gore coil with the Challenger javel and the Phoenix javel, while on the legs we're using the Gore greaves with the Challenger javel and 2 Sane javels. And lastly for talisman we got the Exploiter charm 2, and for mantle we have the Corrupted mantle. And now finally, let's quickly take a look at the gameplay. We always want to begin the encounters by utilizing the Greatsword's charge attacks to deal substantial damage, and focusing on the monster weak points to capitalize on the increased affinity from the weakness exploit. When the monster becomes more aggressive, or if you need to reposition quickly, then switch to the sword and shield. This allows for continued pressure with the rapid attacks and provides the flexibility to use items or block incoming attacks effectively. Both of our weapons will benefit from maintaining high sharpness levels to maximize damage and reduce the chance of attack bouncing from the monster parts. So I recommend to equip skills like the handicraft to extend sharpness, or carry whetstones for on-to-go sharpening. We can also utilize the agitator skill by taking advantage of the moments when monsters are enraged, because your increased attack power and affinity during these periods can lead to significant damage bursts. And finally, your ability to switch between the Greatsword and sword and shield allows you to adapt to various combat situations. So use Greatsword for deliberate high damage openings and sword and shield for sustained damage, defense and item utility. And now for the last and final setup, we got the Elemental Charge Blade build. An effective combination is the Elemental Charge Blade as the primary weapon with the Hunting Horn as the secondary. This setup balances offensive power with supportive buffs, enabling us to deal substantial damage while enhancing our own and team's performance. Focusing on elemental build will involve selecting a charge blade that complements the target's monster weaknesses, thereby maximizing damage output. And when paired as a secondary weapon, the Hunting Horn will provide a range of melodies that can buff everyone. These buffs can enhance attack power, defense, elemental resistances, and more, and offer big advantages during fights. The Hunting Horn's ability to improve status effects and provide healing make it a valuable support tool, so you can easily switch between support and DPS at any time. To optimize this elemental strategy, selecting armor pieces and abilities is crucial. So for skills we're using level 5 burst and level 5 weakness exploit. Then we have level 3 critical boost, level 3 fire attack, level 3 maximum might, and level 3 divine blessing. Then we have level 2 load shells and level 2 windproof. And then for the last skills we have all of them at level 1. And they are the rapid morph, guard, Arcveld's hunger, recovery speed, self-improvement, and flare. Next up we have equipment, and for weapons on the charge blade we're using the chrono gear, with reinforcements like affinity, elemental boost and sharpness, while for decorations we got the critical Javel 3, blaze quick switch Javel and the magazine iron wall Javel, and then for a second weapon we got the Percipian Kovera hunting horn, with decorations such as the sonorous attack Javel 2 and attack Javel 1. Next we have our gear pieces, and on the head we're using the G Ebony helm with mighty Javel, then for chest we got the Arc Vulcan mail with the Tenderizer Javel and a mighty Javel, then for arms we got the G Rotalus Vambraces with the mighty Javel and 2 protection Javels, then for waist we got the Arc Vulcan coil with the Grow Javel and protection Javel, while on the legs we got the Udra Mire Greaves with the Flare Javel, and then for talisman we got the Chain Charm 2, and for mantle we got Evasion Mantle. And now finally, let's take a look at the gameplay. So like for most Charge Blade builds, we want to start fights in the Sword and Shield mode, to charge files by executing standard attacks and focusing on the monster's weak points, to benefit from the weakness exploit. Then second of all, we want to utilize the Hunting Horn to play melodies that enhance elemental attack power, defense and other beneficial effects. So prioritize buffs that align with the team's strategy and the monster's characteristics. But then once files are charged and buffs are active, switch to the Axe mode and unleash powerful elemental discharges, by capitalizing on the increased damage from the elemental attack buffs. You also need to regularly monitor and refresh Hunting Horn buffs to ensure continuous advantage. On top of this, keep files charged to maintain offensive pressure and readiness for high damage attacks. And lastly, don't forget to utilize the Hunting Horn's Echo Bubble feature to provide AoE buffs, enhancing team survivability and performance. And on top of this, use the Charge Blade's guard point and evasive maneuvers to defend against monsters. And now for the last and final setup, we're using the Undead Greatsword build. So for our combo we got the Greatsword with the Hunting Horn, and both together they have an exceptional performance. The Greatsword itself has a high raw damage output, delivering powerful charge attacks capable of staggering or toppling monsters. Although its considerable size results in a slower movement and attack speed, it will require us to anticipate monster behaviors and position ourselves strategically to maximize damage output. But then on the other hand, the Hunting Horn will serve as both a melee weapon and a support tool, allowing us to perform melodies that grant various buffs to us and allies. These buffs can enhance attack power, defense, elemental resistances, and even provide healing over time, making the Hunting Horn a versatile asset in any fight. Pairing the Greatsword with the Hunting Horn is also more commonly known as an immortal build that is focused on maximizing damage while maintaining continuous health, regeneration, and defensive boosts. This combination will ensure that everyone in your party can withstand a prolonged engagement without the constant need for healing items. To optimize the Undead Greatsword strategy, selecting armor pieces and abilities that complement both our weapons is crucial. So for our main skills we're using the defensive boost at level 7, then weakness exploit at level 5, then Punishing Jaw at level 3, then Slugger at level 3, then Charge Master at level 3, then also Focus, Part Breaker, Divine Blessing and Recovery Up, all are at level 3. Next we have the Flare at level 2, and then the last skills like the Guardian Arcvelt's Vitality, Recovery Speed, Arcvelt's Hunger, Convert Element and Quick Seed all are at level 1. Next up we have equipment, and for the Greatsword we're using the Varanzi with the reinforcements like the attack boost, sharpness and affinity boost, while for decorations we got the Gambit Core Javel, Charge Core Javel and the Focus Core Javel. Then on our second weapon we got the Queen Chargemaker Hunting Horn, with decorations like the Sonorous Core Javel and the Drain Javel. Next we have our gear pieces, and on the head we're using the G Arcvelt helm, with the Tenderizer Javel and the Destroyer Javel. Then on chest we got the Arc Vulcan mail with the Tenderizer Javel and Destroyer Javel. Then on arms we got the G Arcvelt Vambraces with 3 different defensive Javels. Then on waist we got the Suya Zash with the Destroyer Javel and 2 Medicine Javels. Then on legs we got the Arc Vulcan Greaves with the Flare Javel and the Medicine Javel. And lastly for talisman we got the Defensive Charm 4, while on the mantle we got the Mending Mantle. And now finally, let's take a look at the gameplay. We always want to initiate encounters by utilizing the Greatsword's charged attacks to deal substantial damage and focusing on the monster's weak points to capitalize on the increased affinity from the skills like the weakness exploit. When a monster becomes more aggressive or if you need to reposition quickly, then you want to switch to a Hunting Horn. You can perform melodies that grant health regeneration, defensive boosts and elemental resistances. These buffs will persist even after switching back to a greatsword, so we will ensure continuous benefits. You also want to regularly refresh Hunting Horn melodies to ensure continuous buff uptime. The health regeneration and defensive boosts are crucial for our build sustainability. You also want to monitor the monster's behavior to take the advantage of the agitator skill when the monster is enraged. Additionally, you can use the charge attack strategically, leveraging the focus skill to reduce charge times and inflict wounds more rapidly. And given the aggressive nature of this build, managing stamina is vital, so equip items or consume consumables that help in stamina recovery to maintain relentless pressure on the monster. Then for the next setup, we got the Charge Blade Paralysis build. We will combine Charge Blade with the Insect Glaive to achieve a deadly combo. The Charge Blade is a complex weapon that seamlessly transitions between two modes, so the Sword and Shield mode and the Axe mode. This versatility allows us to adapt different combat styles to various situations, making the Charge Blade a formidable choice for those who are seeking both offense and defense. However, the Insect Glaive is renowned for its aerial combat capability and the use of the Kinset Companion, and when equipped as a secondary weapon, the Insect Glaive Kinset can be utilized to apply status effects, such as paralysis to the target. Pairing these two weapons together in the paralysis-focused build will aim to immobilize the monster by us creating openings for high damage attacks. This strategy involves using the Insect Glaive Kinset to inflict paralysis while leveraging the Charge Blade's powerful moves for insane damage. To optimize the paralysis strategy, selecting armor pieces and abilities is crucial. So for skills, we're using the Agitator at level 5 and Weakness Exploit at level 5. Then we have level 3 Critical Boost, level 3 Rapid Morph, level 3 Maximum Might, level 3 Quick Seed, and Antivirus at level 3. Then Load Shells we have at level 2, and Constitution is also at level 2. And then for the last skills, we have all of them at level 1, and they are the Attack Boost, Handicraft, Gore Megalis Tyranny, and the Flinch Free. Next up we have equipment, and for the weapons on the Charge Blade, we're using the Chrono Gear with reinforcements like the Attack Boost, and Sharpness. While for decorations, we got Critical Javel 3, Magazine Attack Javel, and the Quick Switch Handicraft Javel. And then for our second weapon, the Insect Glaive, we got the Lehman's Gift with decorations like the Critical Javel 3, Critical Javel 2, and the Gigant's Javel. Next we have our gear pieces, and on the head we're using the G Fulgur Helm with the Mighty Javel. Then for chest we got the Arc Vulcan Mail with the Challenger Javel and the Mighty Javel. Then for arms we got the G Arcweld Vambraces with 3 Sheet Javels. For waist we got the Gore Coil with the Challenger Javel and the Mighty Javel. For legs we got the Gore Greaves with the Challenger Javel and 2 Sane Javels. And for talisman we got the Exploiter Charm 2, and on the mantle the Corrupted Mantle. And now finally, let's take a look at the gameplay. So we always want to initiate fights with the Charge Blade Sword and Shield mode, to charge files by executing standard attacks and focusing on the monster's weak points, to benefit from the Weakness Exploit. While engaging with the Charge Blade, we want to command the Kinset to target the monsters and build up paralysis status. You need to monitor the Kinset's stamina and recall it as needed, to maintain its effectiveness. Then once the monster is paralyzed, you then want to switch to the Axe mode and unleash powerful elemental discharges and super amped elemental discharges to inflict maximum damage during the immobilization window. I personally recommend to regularly extract essences with the Kinset to gain beneficial buffs such as increased attack power and movement speed.